Welcome. We are here for session 4. Rhyme makers, what a productive day. Rhyme makers coming in hot right from the beginning. Every day, every time, every session, you are in the lead.
That's crazy.
I know.
Thanks so much for being. Oh my goodness. It's what, 10? Yeah, it's been a
This
minute.
is
It's
great.
been like 6 hours for all this merging. Yeah, excellent
Yeah.
job. I can't wait.
Where are we at?
Talk about
Yeah,
this.
it has been 6 hours
I'm just
since we
like,
first went live. So yeah, props to
no.
all of you. No, not annoying. Excellent. Okay, so as people are coming in, please hop into the chat and just say, hey. We'll get started in just a moment. Okay, give people a little bit of time. All right, thanks, Greg. Excellent. Glad you're feeling inspired. Awesome. Okay. All right, Natalie, Karen, hello. Good. Everyone, do you feel like you've been able to put into practice today what you were learning yesterday? Let me know. Also, let me know, Doc and I were talking about this right before. Would this as a standalone, like just one day, if we did this for you again, maybe not attached to like a full a full summit setup, would this be helpful for you? If we spend a day and we're like, hey, we're gonna go live 3 or 4 times, we're gonna get this together, gonna make the magic happen for you. I know I do need some caffeine. Okay. This is my Thomas Frank mug. Never stop learning. Big fan. Okay. Yeah, last session, pretty wild. Doc Tarnation asks, what time do you guys think it's okay to start drinking to relax?
It's the weekend, so I mean,
I hate to say it depends.
It's in that category though. I say when you need the relaxation, I mean, that's up to you. You.
Pretty this up a little bit. Well, there we go.
There we go. Oh man.
There you go. I can see clearly now.
This is good. So helpful. It's a great idea. Let's do this again. Okay.
There we go. Hey, do you see? Yeah, Jana's saying hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all notice what Doc and I are doing right now? What are we doing right now by asking you this question? Go ahead and let us know. Let us know if you're recognizing it. What is happening right now? We want to know if you recognize the tactic at play right here. Okay, so what we are, while you're answering that, let me tell you what to expect in this final session. We're going to do mostly some more Q&A for this. So as you have questions like about your specific setup, about like your product, go ahead and start dropping those in. We're going to get into all of those. And also I'm going to show you a couple of ways, Podia specific, that you can either pre-launch or collect pre-launch or pre-sell your product. The differences between the two is, at least from a Podia perspective. Okay. Let's see. What are we doing? Okay, Karen nailed it, at least from my perspective. We're validating by asking you, hey, is this something that you would want to see more of? Driving engagement, yes. Making sure that this is something you're interested in, like seeing more of.
Yeah. And I saw like feedback. I mean, that's it. Yeah. I mean, that's why it's so powerful when you're making your products and services. Like this is it. So this is really good. And also hint, if you're in a company and you're trying something out and you're like, hey, we're testing out, you're trying to validate why you should go in a certain direction, you can copy and paste all of these comments and be like, hey, look at what just happened. I have all of these things to prove that we should go in this direction. So it's wonderful.
All right. So we are going to do more Q&A this time. So go ahead and start dropping those questions in. I want to show you a couple of things. I want to start out with some sharing on my end, just because I was just telling Doc this too. My nearly 2-year-old could wake up at any moment, fingers crossed, knocking on wood, all the things that you have to do, praying that he gets a little bit more nap time in. But if I have to step aside for a few moments, I want to go ahead and make sure that I'm showing you this in Podia, because let's just kind of skip ahead a little bit and think of this in terms of, okay, you have enough, because you can definitely do this. I do this for most products that I create. If you have an idea of what you want to create, you have this product in mind, you've been building out the content, you have like at least a beginning sales page together, maybe you have a lead magnet, but you're thinking like, okay, I have enough ready now in order to start to tell people, hey, you can give me money for this. This is a very cool moment. So let me show you how you can make this a little easier with Podia. And like I said, I do this for literally every single product that I've created on Podia. Once I have an idea of what I want to do, I go through all the steps the Doc and I have showed you today. And I create that sales page, really simple one. But let me show you what you would do here in order to either collect pre-launch emails or actually set something for sale without publishing it. Just see like how many people will give me money. How many people will actually give me money for this? Not just like, oh, Matt, that sounds great. Oh yeah, totally. Oh yeah, I'll definitely pay you for that. And then they're like, great, it's $37. Yep, I'm gonna need to get back to you on that one. I just don't have my credit card. And all that might be true, but the value, the literal value, is when they give you money. The real decision is when they tell you whether or not they're going to give you money, and then it actually shows up. So let's just say that you're creating, let's say a webinar. We've talked a lot about coaching today. So let's say we're going to do a paid workshop webinar. Let's just say, create 2020 coaching. Just say that. Create the product. Something that I could do now, and I am kind of already rethinking this, but what I would think about doing, I am rethinking this. Okay, let's just say a product. Let's just say a course. Because the thing about a webinar is, I would say you're probably just going to go ahead and do it. But let's just say that we're going to do a program. And what I want to do is like take everything and deliver it to you in a course. So even if I don't really put anything in, like I could just add in text that says, welcome to my course. Glad you're here. Okay, save changes. Great. Now what I can do without doing anything else, like I would build, let's just say I built out my sales page by now. If what I want to do is start to collect emails before launch, now this could be, this stage is like we were talking about, like you're trying to drive interest. How many people will at least show enough interest that they will at least sign up for more information? Okay, this is stage one of this. I'll show you another little trick that you can do in just a moment. But the other thing you can do, let's just say your goal was to get 20 people signed up for emails. Let's just say we've done that. Now what I'm going to do is say, great, I'm going to publish this product. And this might be the stage that you get to this weekend. I would encourage you to try and get to this stage this weekend, because you have an idea, you've been working on it, you're going to be talking to people, you're going to kind of validate the idea with your sales page. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it to published. I'm going to come into settings. I'm going to add a start date. I'm going to say that this is going to be released. Remember what John was talking about yesterday. He likes to do 3 months. That was for a rather large course, the one that he was talking about yesterday. So let's just say I'm going to give myself more like 60 days, 60-ish days. So let's just say, hey, Cyber Monday. Why not? Let's start it on Cyber Monday.
Nice.
So we're going to say we're going to add a start date. Maybe the day after Cyber Monday would be better. People are busy. buying stuff and not doing anything except buying stuff. But we're going to start it on that Monday. Give myself 60-ish days. So now, because it's published, but the start date isn't until like that later date, I can come in here to pricing and I can say, hey, this is normally going to be $197. But if you sign up early, if you're a part of the early bird launch, it's going to be $77, $97, whatever you want to do. Definitely give them a deal. John talked about this also. This is a good time to do some discounting because you want to get as many customers and as much feedback as you can early on. So now that I've done this, when I click here and go to view as a visitor, now there's not much here because I just created it. I would have to, go in, create my sales page like we talked about, problem, application, solution. But you can see that people can give me money, but what's going to happen is they don't get access until November 30th. So I can try and have an idea in my head. Let's just say what John was talking about, 10 to 20 sales at whatever, like you could even use the deposit method that John was talking about, but you are collecting money from people. Now this could be, again, you could do this as a deposit on the final payment, the full price of the course, or really more of what I'm talking about right here, just so you don't get confused, is I'm saying it's more than $7. It's not a deposit. This is your discounted rate for being a part of the pilot program, the beta launch, the early bird discount. Okay. So this way you are collecting money. You're collecting real money from people. You're trying to get those 10 customers. The reason I like to do this, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, Matt. One of the questions, when you put in the discounted code, is that because, does it just automatically show once you show the discount and then they click the link, then it will show up and it will do the slash price, correct?
Yeah. So a good distinction there. When I put that price in right there, I'm just putting that in as the price. So I'm just telling people that it's a discount. If you wanted to actually show it with the slash price, then you would need to use a coupon. Okay. So if that was the case, let me just show you that. So if that was the case, we come in here. Then I would say, what's the final price going to be? Let's just say 197 because we love those sevens. Then I would come in coupons, new coupon, early bird. And I say this can be used on selected products. We're going to look for create coaching or create. There we go. And now I might say $100 off. And this is a good thing also just to know about coupons. You may want to do, and you can do this for full launch incentives as well. You could say, hey, first 10 people only get $100 off the final price. Or you could say there's no limit, but it's only for the next 48 hours. So you'd say for the next 48 hours, you can get this, you can get $100 off. So you can, or you could just say no limit on either side. As long as you buy before the final ship date, you're going to get $100 off. So I'm going to create this coupon. Now, when I have this coupon and I come in with this link, this is what you were talking about. Then it's going to show the slash price. Yep. But what I did initially was I just said, just so there's no, for me, again, this is just this is personal preference for me, but so that I don't have to use any special link, I'm just telling people, go here, buy, you're going to get that discount.
Cool. Awesome. Good times. I think that looks great.
Does that make sense to everyone in terms of this is definitely something that I recommend doing? You can collect pre-launch emails right from the beginning to see, okay, are people at least interested in the concept? Once you have enough people and you just basically make up these numbers for your own, John said 10 to 20 people interested in purchasing. I think that's a great number. but the pre-launch is for, are people interested just in this concept? And then once you get those people interested in the concept, you build out a little bit more. You start talking to them, you exchange emails, you might want to get on a call, send them some videos like Doc's been talking about. And then you say, okay, we're doing a pre-sale, an early bird sale. It doesn't start until this date, but if you will commit early, then you're going to get a big discount. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Green hat lady. I love that green hat lady. I see from your website that you cannot change the price of a membership once established. Can you do the early bird process you're explaining while assessing interest and price? Yeah, I mean,
so yeah, for a membership, the reason that this is the case for a membership, and not to get too into the weeds on this, the reason that this is the case for a membership, I wasn't talking about that just now, more for like products, but for membership plans specifically, when you create that on the Podia side, it also creates a recurring product on the Stripe side. And Stripe does not allow those to be changed. Okay. It's more of what Stripe can't do, and Stripe is a wonderful product, what Stripe refuses to do versus what Podia can or can't do. And just so you know, that again is just a decision that we're working around from a Stripe perspective. If Podia decides to increase their prices and go from like $39.79 to like $59.99, let's say, and I'm not saying that's happening, but we would have to create new plans in Stripe for those new prices. So that's something we would do. That's something that just is part of the way that Stripe works. But if you want to do like some kind of discount with memberships right now specifically, what you would need to do, and what is pretty common, is that you might create like a founder's level plan. So, Doc, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So when I'm basically building the community, I know it's going to be higher price later on. I'm going to say, hey, listen, the first 100, that's going to be the founder's price. Get in right now, and I'm going to tell you on the membership page how many more spots are left before they're out. And then that almost acts as that early bird special right there. And then that tiers out the rest. Also, it works great for anchoring prices later on and scarcity, because when they see like, I need to lock in that number now before the other tiers come in, it's the best of both worlds. And again, it allows you to build out a concept. And you know what? The bottom line is, if people don't buy your founder's price, they probably won't pay for, your initial offerings or the tiers there. So that allows you to build out your features, what you're going to be adding for your membership levels, and all that kind of good stuff. Really good question. Matt, I've got an idea of my sales page. Can I show it off for a second? And let's see about this.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is, and this is to help, because there's the reason why I'm showing this for a second. Okay. Now it's not all the way complete, guys. And this works for even if you're just starting out or you're just doing something, don't worry. Now, if you look at it halfway through the last session, I changed it to product Sherpa. I was going to go with Oprah, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go with this. But what I kept seeing over and over again were people saying, you know what, I want to get up to the mountain. I want to start launching a course, but I kept getting messages on Twitter and emails that people needed help with the tech and bridging the gap from marketing and tech and just knowing where they're at. And let me know if that's something how you feel. But I was thinking about doing something where you're feeling, stuck with launching a product, and then you have a great idea, but not getting it off the ground, and because it's hard. And it's really hard because you're struggling and you're trying to get that feedback. So I was like, you know what? I think this is really good for people that are trying to validate their ideas, selling their online product. And so I thought, you know what? A llama's cute. Thought something about Sherpa, like getting up that mountain, getting there. I was like, I think I can do something with a product launch. And I was like, okay, what do I need to do? I could be doing friendly guides where I could be talking about how to get up these hurdles and kind of like that movement, maybe a clear direction to make sure you would know where you're at. So let me know, out of these three, right? So friendly guides, clear direction, or even having base camps, knowing that you're getting to those smaller marks. What do you think would be better? Like, do you think it's more the guides, just having a clear direction, having those things, or base camp. So when I was thinking about these things where I was going to do office hours once a month, making sure that they had that, making sure also, do you need a guide or do you just want to meet me at the summit, right? So that way I could tier out. If you needed more personalized, I could do add-ons of just like laser focused sessions of 15 minutes, like breakthrough sessions. And then again, I was like, start your, expedition off right. And I was like, I like llamas. I think something like that. So let me know how you're feeling about that in the chat. Now, so as we're going through this, right? And people are saying, okay, friendly guide for newbies. Okay, this is brilliant. See, and that's how you can be launching live, right? So I've already got a sales page in place, and I might do it. I might sell. But again, this is helping right here, because now people are saying, I want this one. This is awesome, right? The branding. See, it's just, you can be doing this, and that's the power of live, of what's going on. I can say, okay, which one does it look good? Which one would you have done before, or which one really speaks to you? You're building out right there. And I'm like, okay, it's in the chat. Okay. Okay. This is the page if you're interested, and then you can just drop it in the chat. But that allows you to have a framework of telling a story. I'm not really being salesy, right? I mean, I mentioned a price, but I'm kind of just like,
right,
this is what I'm thinking about. I'm not really sure. And people are like, yes. That's what, and you could do this for a small group or even a big one. So I think Karen might have said, I can't remember who said this. Karen. Okay. So Karen mentioned, can you do this even without an audience? Yeah, because if you even send it to 3 or 4 people, just send them a personalized video and be like, hey, Karen, I was thinking about you because of this reason. Here's what I'm thinking about selling. What do you think? And before they're going to say yes or no. And you're like, great, you have the link. I'm going to be doing this in a month. You mind like signing up if you're really, interested? And just how we talked about it, I asked you, like, which one do you like best, 1, 2, or 3? It allows people to respond easier, and they can just type in numbers versus knowing the exact thing that I just said. And then some people were talking about maps. I can go back in the comments and see how people described it. Friendly guide for newbies. I don't think I had newbies on the thing. Yeah, but like, someone added friendly guides for newbies. I'm like, I would have. Okay, well, maybe I should add for newbies so people would know, right? So that's the power of getting instant feedback with live streaming when you're creating in public. So hopefully that helps. And if you're interested, I'll drop the link, but this is just to help.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense, because you can, and this is part of, what we also want to talk about in this session, which is, let's see, I'm just dropping a link in here to Ivan.
Oh yeah.
Just about coupons, but someone we want to talk about, whether it's on YouTube, whether it is like, maybe you're on the Shaker plan with Podia and you can do these public posts that kind of act as blog posts with the membership. You could do it with the podcast. You could do it with the blog that you already have. This is, again, why email can be so powerful, and you can do this inside of Podia, is the more information. Like, again, one of the things I talked about in my session yesterday was bring people along on the adventure with you. Going back to this like kind of Sherpa analogy, like bring people along with you, show them what you're doing, show them the processes in the journey. Like if I'm talking about productivity and planning, I might just, again, I try and share ideas one at a time as best I can, because each idea can be a piece of content. So that could be an email, that could be something talking about like, hey, one of the things that I noticed, I can send an email about this. One of the things I noticed that was my day was so much more productive when the night before I wrote down the 3 most important things that I wanted to do. And then I'd wake up in the morning and I'd look at that. Maybe it's a bullet journal, maybe it's just a little notebook, maybe it's just a single sheet of paper or a note card. When I look at that and I put it, could be a Post-it note, I put it on my computer, and that's the thing that I look at all day are these things that I want to be doing. And so when I might get distracted, and that would be the topic of an email, And people write back and be like, oh, I tried to do this and it made so much sense. I'll be like, great, this is a thing. This is a thing that I'm going to continue to teach about. This is something that I can put into a course. So the more that you just share that process, share your ideas, share the things that you're thinking about, this becomes that top of funnel content that is going to not only drive more traffic to your site, to your Podia store, to, again, your blog, your YouTube channel, your podcast, to your lead magnets. It's also going to help inform you what kind of products you should be building.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so powerful. And I love everyone just taking notes and taking action. I think makers, I think you were talking about if we can look at your landing page. The only thing is in the chat, I think you just have to highlight it. The only thing is sometimes, have you noticed this, Matt? If certain ones coming in, do they not allow like links to be dropped with certain ones? I don't know if anyone's having trouble, or rhythm makers, let us know if you're having trouble, but just drop it if it's, or let us know, it'll be okay. Let's see. Dennis is saying, does Podia's emails have a segmentation feature that sends out emails based on triggers followed by specific actions?
Yes, in some ways. I just dropped this into the chat, but yes, in some ways, like when someone like fulfills an entry condition, like purchasing or downloading or signing up for a specific plan, that can act as an entrance condition. And then it would be something like an exit condition, like purchase something else. So what we talked about in the sessions yesterday, we're like, if someone downloads a specific lead magnet, that becomes an entrance condition. But then if you are trying to pitch a product in there, you can have them exit once they pitch the product. That's what it is right now. There are going to be more things that are added. But if you're looking for something like, if they click this link, send them over to this other automation or have them skip an email, we can't do that right now.
Yeah. Ivan's talking about maybe Zapier. I mean, I don't know if you want me to tell this, Matt. I don't know if you maybe. All right, I'll say it. But I mean, I use Podia with ConvertKit, so I just do the tags, right? So I just have Podia go right to ConvertKit. So when I'm doing my advanced automations, then I just have another sequence. I find it actually kind of easy though with Podia to get started, because sometimes I overthink things and I'm like, I'm going to have this great funnel and I'm going to do this and this. And Podia is like, yeah, just do this automatically. And I'm like, yeah, I guess it could start. And sometimes I have better open rates with Podia because it's like, oh yeah, because it's instant and all these things. So I would say, yeah, you can definitely use other things, but like, I found it's really efficient when just getting started. And then when you need to do like other sequences, okay, just import it into another CRM or something like that.
That's such a good point. Yeah, and there are some more powerful, say like email specific features for now in tools like ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign. But if you're pretty new at this, then honestly, I wouldn't worry about that. Like Doc was saying, it's just another tool to learn. It's another thing to keep up with. It's another thing to connect. You can do everything that we've told you about today, you can do in Podia. We haven't told you about a single thing where it's like, oh yeah, but you're going to have to use a different tool in order to make it happen. Yeah. So Green Hat Lady was asking, how do buyers get their downloads? Yeah, they would, well, the way that the Podia checkout works is once they complete their payment, they go to basically the product dashboard right away. So they would have access to it right away. They'll also get an email with links to access it afterwards. And they would need to basically, during the checkout process, they're setting up an account on your Podia storefront. Just to make that clear, it's not like a Podia account like you have. It's an account under your storefront. Okay. So as they continue to buy more products from you, like Shalina was talking about, she has, I think, what was it, like 200 customers, but 600 sales. So she has a lot of repeat buyers. Once they create an account with you once, it'll save their payment information. It'll save their checkout information. If you're doing upsells, they'll be able to add that in really easily. So a lot of advantages to that.
Yeah. Also too, I mean, what I like is, and that goes back into the product suite. If someone downloads something like free first, you got them. And now that you can they're just logging into their account and they're they're going with you, right? So
Right.
it really allows that. I feel like once you capture them with lead magnets, you got them for a long time. Like
Yep.
it's so good. And I just never really, because I used to do downloads of like through an email sequence and all this stuff, but guess what? If they create an account, it's so much easier for them to keep buying from you. And again, they're scaling up with you, and
Mm-hmm.
you get to that signature product and everything like that. I was thinking about, and I totally botched. I guess it's is it rhyme makers? I said rhythm makers, so I botched that. But rhyme, cut out like the .com. Sometimes I can drop it in chat when that happens, just because then YouTube won't yell at you as much. Sometimes that, or I wonder if some of my links have been going in, but sometimes you have to either be made a moderator. We don't have time for that, but sometimes they're doing it so people won't just flood the chat and just have all of this spam. So that's the problem.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't
That
know.
could be the case, but
I'm sorry if it is, but yeah.
let's see.
Let's see. Infinity, which do you manage first, ConvertKit or Podia for tracking email? I mean, to tell you the truth, okay, mine's a little bit different. I would say if I'm just getting started, I would just do Podia first, and then I would add it.
Same.
I mean, yeah, that's the easiest one. Convert. I mean, honestly, if I was to start it again and I was starting from scratch and building out, I would have done Podia and then build out if I needed ConvertKit and then go from there. I'm just always testing and using other things, and I need to keep them separate. But for like simplicity's sake, I would just do that and then move out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're not saying that for like, I mean, I know we sound biased, me in particular, but I'd say like
Yeah.
I've mentioned this a couple of times before. Like I was at ConvertKit before Podia. I have nothing but the highest respect for them and the product. But if you are getting started, not even just getting started with products, but if you're getting started with email, like maybe you've got some products and you just want to get started with email, do that on Podia so that you can start to build your list. You can send your broadcast, you can set up your campaigns. And when it's time, like, okay, I want to do some more specific tagging, segmentation, like different, but you should know that these things are like more email updates are coming to Podia as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it just keeps getting better. I'm pretty impressed with all the new changes. I keep getting these updates. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. Um, okay. So that's pretty good. I would also say too, if message us also in Twitter or drop the different things on in Twitter or email. The reason I say that, because then what you can be doing is we can look at what's going on with your account, all of those different things, and really make sure that we're responding to as many as we can and getting your feedback as well. So let's see, we go through. So just have your website point to Podia. Oh yeah, you can definitely do that. So you can do a custom URL, right? So you can go into your settings and change that out, and then you can run everything on Podia. You really can. Also, too, we see, Nathalai. I am just butchering names out here, but we were seeing that simplify, bring Podia all one website, all of those things. Yeah, definitely. You can do all of those things. So it's a no-brainer. Yeah, like it really is a no-brainer. And I'm not just saying that.
Another thing that you can do with Podia, and it's crazy, we're already about at our 40-minute mark. So if y'all have any final questions that you want to get in on this, go ahead and drop them in. But the thing you can also do related to a website, if you already have a website that's active, you can still you can embed the checkout. This is on the Shaker plan, but you can embed the checkout, like a checkout form for your Podia product on your website. You can do that for WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, Weebly, and the other fancy new ones that are out there now. But basically, if you can embed JavaScript, you can do it. And if you don't know what JavaScript is, then don't worry about it. But you can also just make a simple link with the buy button. There's a buy now URL that you can grab from any product settings, and just say like from your original website, like click here to buy, and it'll take them directly to the checkout page.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Monica asked, are we able to adjust the padding spacing for different sections, etc.? Or is that in a future
That
update?
that is in a soon to be released update. So that is coming soon, long and oft requested.
Gotcha. All right, there we go. Rhyme makers, that's what you needed to do. He dropped it in the chat
There you
in
go.
spaces. I'm putting it together right now. Piecing it. That's the one thing. But I understand they had to do that because people are shady and people just don't know how to act in the chat. But let me I'm putting it together so we can look at this page and let us know too if there's something specific or just an audit and see what we think. So Matt, I'm gonna share my screen for a second. I
No
wonder.
problem.
Oh, and the thing is too, as we're going through this, rhyme makers, make sure that you let us know what exact product, or maybe we can tell in one moment. But you're taking me to the page. Let me switch over. Let's see. I don't know which one it is. Maybe this one. Yeah, 45, probably coming soon. Maybe. Which one do you think we should go with, Matt?
I can't see it. Oh,
Oh,
I can
can
see
you?
it on the Zoom. It hasn't
Okay.
come through on YouTube yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, click on it. I think it's 40 freestyle 45.
Okay. Okay. So right here, the step-by-step 45-day course to teach you the only skill you need to be a dope rapper, the art of freestyle rap without stumbling, break writer's block, improve your flow, and have fun in rapping and making hip hop music. I'm guessing. Okay, so we have a section right here, a header. I'm guessing for most of you, this is not your first time trying to freestyle rap. This is true. This is true. Right here, no, none of these. You shouldn't have to study to enjoy a skill or passion. I can't think that quick. You might be your own worst enemy. I'm just reading headlines right now just to look at it. The only skill you need to be is a dope rapper, the art of freestyle rap. Look, nobody cares if you succeed. Man, nobody cares? I feel bad now. The difference.
Somebody.
Yeah, rhyme makers. Okay, improve freestyle in 5 minutes without stumbling. Okay, so Matt, I'm just going to give quick feedback if you don't mind as I'm
Let's
going
do
through
it.
this.
Yeah.
Can we start at the top? Right here, I like this right here, but I feel like this is too wordy. I would get it down quick, either just a sentence or two. As I'm reading this, I think it just can be concise a little bit more concise. So that's just me. Right here, I'm guessing for most of you, this is not the first time trying. Um, mm, Let me ask you this. Do you know is that your target demographic? Like they keep doing this over and over again and they keep failing? I would mention somewhere, I'm trying to figure out like, why am I failing right there? I need some kind of connection right there at the top. No, none of these. You shouldn't have to study to enjoy a skill or passion. Is that what they say? Is that what your target demographic, or do they say back to you, I have to study to enjoy this? Like, what's the language back to it? It could be study. I'm just asking. Right here, I become my wife, which is terrible. You might want to make that not a capital. I hate when she gets me with grammar, but just in case, switch it, or again, all capitals right there. But I can't think of that. I can't think that quick. I would do something like that. You might be your own worst enemy. Okay, again, I would. I like the image. I like this. This stands out. It makes me stop. The only skill you need to be a dope writer. And see, right here, the art of freestyle rap, I feel like right here, I need a connection, like the 5 steps to do this. Because if I'm right here, the only skill you need to be a dope rapper and a songwriter, the art of freestyle rap. What? The art of it, is it a book? It seems like a lot. The art of something, the art of war, I'm thinking about in my head. I'm like, that's a lot of work. The art of freestyle rap, in 5 steps, in 30 days, in something like that. I would look at something like an outcome, maybe. look, nobody cares if you succeed. That might be true, but you're trying to get them to buy. So you might need them to, or maybe bring me up. Like you need to focus on yourself. This is why it's going to improve me if I succeed. That's just something in my mind real quick. I would do either a couple things right here. Number one, I like the checkbox. Either I'm going to change out the emojis or change the symbols, or I would solidify and make this just a couple stand out, maybe 3 of what's happening here, and be able to freestyle. See, I like this. Be able to freestyle for 5 minutes without stumbling. Okay, when can I start doing this?
Hey, real quick, that first one, I would make a product based on that.
What's
like that? That's your first little product.
Yeah.
Exactly. Not 45 days. Freestyle for 5 minutes without stumbling, or one minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's the first one.
Yeah.
That's the first one, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, because right here, have fun getting better at rap. Yeah, but I like this thing because this is something. All right. Now this is a deliverable. This is something I can really do. Yeah. I mean, exactly what Matt just said. I mean, you have all this other stuff, which is great. Yeah. I mean, take that to some
social proof. Yeah. You have a lot of good things. You have a lot of good things here, no doubt. But yeah, I would probably shorten it up a little bit, and even still, like maybe this is your eventual product, like your next level one. But think about like what is, instead of a 6-week training course, what's maybe the 1-day thing? Like Shalene was talking about, the 1 day, the one outcome. I mean, you have testimonials, you have a lot of these things. Have it all there.
I would keep this page just duplicated and cut out stuff, like, because you have so much stuff. Like for me, it's hard. It's easier to cut things than like think of new things. So like, just like Matt was saying, like that one portion, I would make the entire landing page about this one. And I would either have that as a smaller course, or if I'm doing that as a lead magnet, whatever, and I've got a mini course that's free, get those bad boys through there, drip that out for, 5, whatever emails or how many days it takes to do this. And then hit them with something like this. But I would, again, I would probably change it's got to be more of a mastering of something. This is so much, which is good content. But I think just like Matt said, hopefully that helps.
All right, everyone. We're going to be wrapping up in a couple minutes here. And so I want to say a couple things. If you have any final questions, please go ahead and drop them in. We will get to them. And excuse me. Also, if you like this framework, or if you like this setup, even what we've been doing for the past 45 minutes, every week, usually Wednesday or Thursday, I host a Podia Q&A where you can ask these questions. Like you can send me your sales page. And I'll be like, this. Just like what Doc's been doing, we will go through all those. So if you go to podia.com/QA, then we do this every single week. There's one scheduled for next week, I think on Wednesday. So keep an eye out for those. If you're a part of Podia, you get those every single week. Okay, this is great. Go ahead and ask any final questions. But everyone, thank you so much for being a part of this. Like this Create-a-thon was a lot of fun. It was an idea that Doc and I had that we've kind of been toying around with for the past couple of months. So it was really fun to be able to do it in this context, coming off the back of the whole summit and getting some really good information and being able to specifically apply it to your business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. This has been fun with I love seeing all of this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just great. I love all of you guys. And really, this wouldn't be possible unless you guys took action and kept showing up. You've got it's 73 people right now. It's been 6 hours. You keep showing up. It really, really could not have been like this unless you all took action, are continuing to work on your business and use this motivation to get to the next level. So no, I just thank you. And, if anyone needs help, I'm always around on on the other channel too. Anything that Podia wants, I'll be back. But that's more of the technical side. If anyone has technical questions, or building MVPs and stuff. But Podia, I mean, honestly, it has changed my entire business structure. Having Podia as the main hub to do everything else that I do. It has cut out the stress. It allowed me to not lose my mind, and it allows me to test ideas and see what works and what doesn't. So again, thank you so much for everyone.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks again to Doc. This was fantastic. We will do it again at some point. Make sure that you just stay on top of everything. You can be on our email list at Podia. You can sign up for the blog. You can join. Go to podia.com, sign up. Podia.com/sign up, or just go to podia.com. It's in the top right. If you're not a part of the Podia family already, this is a perfect time to join and put all of this into action. All right, everyone. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Have a good weekend. Good week ahead, and we will see you again next time. Thanks.